3, 2, 1, go. Hi guys, ShadowLink793 here.
And I'm his cousin.
And we're gonna do a discussion on the Iron Man movies, or Marvel movies, or just anything Iron Man or Marvel related. We're not sure how this is gonna go.
Okay.
Because I know this is a bit late, because we were planning to do this when Iron Man 3 first came out, but my cousin was delayed in watching it, so we're doing this now. So I guess we should start off with, in order, Iron Man 1. You want to start this off?
Oh, Iron Man 1. You presented the origin story like every other one, but you brought in a character and a villain that were so compelling that I must love.
Well, yeah, Iron Man 1 basically introduced a lot of people to Iron Man. Because I think before that, not many people knew or were familiar. Oh, they were familiar with Iron Man, they just didn't know too much about him. Like the common audience. I'm not talking about comic book nerds or cartoon or people who watch the cartoon. Like the general public. Like there are some heroes that we know that some people don't know. Like not many people knew who Green Lantern was until they watched the Justice League or Super Friends, maybe.
I don't know. It was pretty way back for Super Friends.
Well, I think the general rule is that more people know about DC characters more than most Marvel characters.
Yeah, because when's the last time you see an Avengers Assemble cartoon back then?
There might have been one in the 70s.
I'm not sure.
And I do know that there was Spider-Man and his amazing friends. Does that count?
But that didn't have Iron Man. That didn't have Thor. Okay, technically they had their own solo, I think, cartoons. Because I think Iron Man had a solo cartoon.
Yeah, he had a solo cartoon in the 90s. And
Spider-Man did. And then I think Thor too, but I think that was it.
And Captain America.
And I think Captain America, that was it.
When Captain America...
Shut up! Well, Iron Man introduced the character to everyone around the world.
I guess we should summarize the plot a bit of the movie to all people who haven't watched this movie yet.
Seriously? To all those people that didn't watch this movie yet?
Well, I know people who haven't watched this movie yet.
They are missing out.
I know. But okay, basic plot. Tony Stark is a billionaire playboy philanthropist.
No, he's not. I don't think he's a philanthropist at that time.
Well, he's a billionaire playboy then.
That makes weapons.
Yeah, he makes weapons because his dad made weapons, and he's making weapons too.
And then one day he fires a rocket, and then he gets ambushed by terrorists in the desert, and then he gets grenaded in the chest in the middle of the desert. And then they drag him into a cave in the middle of the desert, and they said, hey, make us more missiles in the middle of the desert.
Okay, question? Okay, question about this. Okay, actually, I'll save my questions until after the summary then. So people make more sense. Continue.
And then apparently they jury-rigged a car battery to stop a grenade shrapnel from... Reaching his heart, which if you think about it, kind of doesn't make any sense.
Well, in the context of the movie, no, but I guess we're supposed to believe it. So
okay, fine, fuck it, whatever. And then there's this Russian scientist sidekick dude that's supposed to help him make the missiles, but then Tony Stark is like, you know what, fuck this, and he makes a giant suit of armor that's powered by his chest battery thingy-mabobber, and then, like...
Well, he made the reactor to power his,
Yeah, he made a small mini reactor to power his suit and apparently get that shrapnel and then hit his heart.
And then how did he not notice that he was making a suit of armor?
Yeah, maybe
they were monitoring him. They were monitoring him 24/7.
Do terrorists play Jenga?
Maybe when they're bored.
Okay, so anyways, then he busts out through the cave, like, setting people on fire, and they're like, pew, 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 and then he's like, bitch, flamethrower.
Bitch, I'm Iron Man.
The guy gets shot and killed, and then Tony Stark,
flies out of there, but then he doesn't fly out of there because he crashes, and then he gets found, and he gets rescued.
Yeah, and then he's in charge of the company now, but he had an epiphany, and like, you know what, bullshit, I'm not making weapons anymore.
This pisses off his friend Obadiah Stane, who was an old friend of his dad's.
Apparently. And then they meet Hugh Hefner in one scene, right?
Well, that was Stan Lee playing Hugh Hefner.
Hugh Hefner, whatever. Okay, so and then
he builds his Iron Man suits.
I'll make better suits. Meanwhile, the terrorist guys are like, "Hey, look, there's remains of the suit. We should totally get all the pieces and see if we can rebuild them.
We can rebuild it. We have the technology."
Because spoilers, Obadiah Stane is actually working with these terrorists.
Okay, I think anyone who watches the movie can already see him within the first 5 minutes of seeing that guy. Already know he's going to be the main villain.
I mean, he's bald. He has a beard. Look at his face.
He just screams villain.
I know, right? Oh, wait, meanwhile, Gwyneth Paltrow is there as Pepper Potts as his assistant.
Yeah.
Who plays Pepper Potts really good. Okay, and then he makes his Mark II suit, and then he's like, fly! And then he's like, awesome! Let's go
space!
The moon for some weird reason.
Oh, wait, space! Oh, fuck, I'm freezing over.
Oh, God, and then, oh, yay! And then land in my house, and then I totally crashed through it and wrecked my car, and then there's that stupid comedy relief robot.
Well, the suit was a success. So then Tony goes to a public party, but where he finds out that his company is actually dealing under the table, even though he said he wouldn't be making weapons anymore.
Oh no! Oh, and Lauren, I don't know who his name is, but that one dude plays Rhodes, and he's there.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard is Rhodes, and okay, I'll say that for later. Anyways, he builds Mark III, the official Iron Man suit.
I am Iron Man. And then he goes.
They could totally play that song, but no, they save it for the end.
And then he goes off and kills the terrorists and blows up the missiles that his company was selling them. Boom.
Using laser beams.
Boom, boom, boom. Blows shit up.
And then he uses a tank missile.
And then he gets ambushed by the U.S. Air Force, I think.
Yes, he gets ambushed by the U.S. Air Force. And then they're like, oh crap, do something. And then he's like, oh crap, do something. And then he calls Rhodes and be like, Rhodes, stop shooting.
It's me.
And then he accidentally kills an airplane. And then he saves the dude or whatever. And then Terrence Howard is like, how am I going to explain this? It was a test that gone wrong. This is so bullshit. This is a test that went wrong.
And then later on, Tony gets ambushed by Obadiah Stane, who uses this kind of disruptor
Thingy-ma-bobber
that stuns him.
I guess.
It makes you wonder if that guy could get something like that. Why doesn't Iron Man put something like that in his suit?
I don't know.
Okay, anyway, he freezes him. He takes Tony's chest piece, which powers his heart and keeps him alive, and puts it in his Iron Man suit, which we call Ironmonger. Ooh. The only difference is it's much bigger. That's it.
Okay.
And okay. Tony gets Pepper and Rhodes to help him out a bit. Rhodes wants to get in the suit too, but he says next time. Well, not for him, but for another actor.
Sad face.
Sad face, I know. And then he goes out to fight Ironmonger. Dun. He finds I don't understand why this fight went on so long. He could have just tank missiled his ass, but okay.
Sure, why not? Plot.
Well, and then the way he kills him is he just falls into the arc reactor, I believe. Yeah, I believe that's
tank.
He tricks him into the arc reactor, and he kills himself. Okay. And anyway, it's the next day, and Tony is holding a press conference.
And then Pepper Potts is like, dude, Iron Man is your bodyguard.
Yeah, that's a perfect excuse. But then in the middle of the press, in front of the entire world, with all the cameras everywhere, he just says, fuck it, I'm Iron Man.
And then they're like, what the fuck? And then end credits.
End credits. But wait, after the end credits is Nick Fury, who comes to Tony saying, to talk to him about the Avengers Initiative.
Ew.
And yeah, basically when that scene came out, all the nerds all the comic book nerds in the theater were like, oh my god! But they got Avengers! And that's how it was. That's Iron Man 1.
Okay.
I still think it's the best out of the Iron Man movies.
Yup.
Well, we'll get into that now with okay, questions about Iron Man 1. Anything that was weird or like
all plot convenient things. I brought up the question you already brought up, and like.
Okay, wait. Okay, the reason Stark was captured was because Obadiah Stane arranged it with the terrorists, right?
Right.
And they wanted Stark to build more Jericho missiles, right?
Yeah.
If they were dealing with Obadiah Stane already, couldn't they just ask him for more Jericho missiles?
Maybe only Stark can build them.
Oh, bullshit! They don't have the specs in the files at Stark Industries or anything?
I don't know. Maybe they didn't like. Maybe they wanted to cut the middleman. You know.
Ugh. Cop out.
I guess, I don't know, but it's kind of dumb to think that the head CEO chief of Stark Industries knows how to build a missile.
Well,
off the top of his head.
Well, I guess, but...
I guess...
Oh, another gripe I have.
They even use it in that scene where Iron Man's trying to blow up the rest of the missiles, so I'm wondering, wait, if you have those Jericho missiles, is it from the ambush, or did they get it from Stain? Because if so, then that's kind of dumb.
I don't know. Okay, another gripe I have with the Iron Man movie, as well as the other Iron Man movies, the fight scenes.
What
Okay.
about the fight scenes?
Well, okay, the fight scene in this movie was a bit meh. Sure, I liked it, but at the same time, it was lackluster at best when I rewatch it.
Okay, because here's the thing: it's an origin story. It's like, come on, you're not gonna face off against a guy that's equal to you, like, really off the bat.
I understand that, but at the same time, it's like, okay. I guess I can forgive it for being I can forgive this movie for being the origin movie, but by the time the second and third movies come around, it's just these fight scenes could have been they were good, but they could have been better, maybe. I don't know. I
don't know. Because, like, if you look at Iron Man's, like, Rogues Gallery, he doesn't have a lot to go with.
Yeah, I don't know Iron Man's Rogues Gallery. The only villain I know from Iron Man, off the top of my head, is the Mandarin. We'll get to him later.
And I think AIM, we'll get to that one later, is, like, supposed to be an organization instead of, like, one dude or whatever.
Okay, I think Ironmonger worked for this movie. I just felt like, I don't know, the villain for the first movie could have been a better choice.
I don't know, because, like, I thought the villain was good. It's, like, a personal villain, you know, he's been with Tony since he was, like, younger, resentful. He's, like, the only villain that has, like, relation to him, while his other villains, like, don't really have much of a gripe.
Well, except for that, yeah, we'll get to that later.
Yeah, because, like, if you think about it, all superheroes have, like, at least one or two villains that, like, are close related to him on a personal level. Like,
Batman and the Joker?
Like, Batman has the Joker, because, like, it was, like, way back.
Superman with
has,
Lex Luthor.
Has, like, Lex Luthor or Bizarro, who's basically, like, a clone of him. And then, like, Flash has fucking Reverse Flash, or...
What does Wonder Woman have?
Wonder Woman... The God of War, I think? I don't know.
Ares?
I'm not a huge Wonder Woman fan. And then, like, Green Lantern has fucking Sinestro, who was his former tutor. See, that's personal. And then Spider-Man has, like, Green Goblin,
Venom.
Yeah, see, there has to be. He doesn't have a lot of villains that relate to him on, like, a personal level, you know.
I guess. Okay. Anyway, let's move on to Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2. Oh wow, they tried adapting this storyline.
Yeah, it's the one where he's an alcoholic, basically.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
At the time, you gotta admit that was a smart and interesting story arc, because no one's ever actually done an alcoholic storyline before.
I actually like Iron Man 2. It didn't have much Iron Man, but they did a good job in establishing a bit more of the Marvel Universe that they were trying to establish.
The plot could have been better.
We have Nick Fury introduced. We have Black Widow in this movie. They reference Captain America and Thor.
And there's War Machine.
And there's War Machine.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay, on to the plot. Your turn.
Okay, I don't remember too much of Iron Man 2, but I think at the beginning there was this little court session where Tony was pressed by like the U.S. to like give up his Iron Man suit or at least give it to military rights. Am I getting this correct so far?
Yeah.
Okay, but he's like, no, fuck you, I'm Iron Man, bitches, I'm out of here.
Basically.
And then he gets attacked later by this guy with Whiplash, I believe that's supposed to be.
Yeah, his name's Whiplash. They use Whiplash against him.
Who has a vendetta against him because
apparently
his father and
his father worked together, and then like his dad was gonna sell things to the KGB, and then Tony's father's like, fuck you, and then he got caught or whatever.
It's about the arc reactor again. So
apparently.
Yes. So he attacks him when he's racing in this tournament, but even though Tony beats his ass, people got scared or something.
Or whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, whatever.
Okay, and then he finds out like he's dying.
Yeah, he's dying, and then he throws a party and gets drunk off his ass.
And then
Rhodey gets in an Iron Man suit and tries to beat his ass.
Who is a different actor, by the way.
Yeah, it's played by Don Cheadle, who I think works. I think he was okay. I don't think he had like the right build for War Machine though, because.
You like Terrence Howard?
Well, I think Terrence Howard looked more like a War Machine than Don Cheadle does.
True.
Anyway, yeah, he takes the Iron Man suit. Nick Fury. Then later on, Nick Fury comes to him comes to Tony at a donut shop.
Okay.
And tells him like, I can help you find your new element that you need to power your suit because the old element was killing him, basically.
And like, we need you for the Avengers movie.
And we need you for the Avengers movie. Yes. And so Tony works on the new element. He watches a video from his dad,
who apparently is like so future sighted in the future. He could tell him, dude, there's an element.
Dude.
And it's, oh my gosh, it's the plans of the entire compound.
I don't understand how he found this new element. Basically, all he did was just map out the Stark Fair, and then just put it all together into this little ball, and then he just found like, oh, I found a new element.
Seriously, if you think about that, that's kind of convoluted.
I guess within the movie it works, but I don't know. I'm confused.
Oh, we're also introduced to Agent Coulson.
Weren't we introduced to him in the last movie?
Oh, yeah.
We just kind of forgot to mention him.
Okay, yeah. Agent Coulson, everybody.
Yay, he's important.
Coulson lives.
He's important.
He's important. We'll get to it later.
Okay, anyway.
So he builds a new core, and he's not dying anymore.
Yay. And then he finds out that Whiplash is going to attack the World's Fair with all his Stark drones that he got from his business rival. Justin Hammer, I think. Yeah, Hammer also makes like War Machine out of the Mark II with a bunch of these cool ass weapons. Yeah. And then like, oh yeah, Pepper Potts is now head charge of Stark Industries now. Because Tony made her because he knew he was dying. And Scarlet Witch is also there as like another bodyguard. Scarlet Witch? Oh, freaking Black Widow. Black Widow is like a new bodyguard thingy, right? Yeah, something like that. Jon Favreau does not approve. Okay, and then they get attacked at the World Fair. Iron Man and War Machine fight each other for a bit because his armor's being controlled by Whiplash. And then Black Widow is able to hack the system to like not get mind control. And then they destroy all the drones, and then the final scene is, basically Whiplash in this Iron Man version suit with his giant whips, I guess. They still kill him like really fast though. They kill him really fast, and then all the drones are set to self-destruct, and then like. Okay, I don't understand this. Why did he set it to such a large gap time between explosions? He could have just set them to explode in like 10 seconds within finding out, but no. Maybe because self-destructing requires a lot of power. Oh, that's retarded. Okay, oh yeah, also the note that he set off a self-destruct sequence that blowed up his suit and every other suit too.
So, like, you don't really see the destruction that the other suits do off camera.
Well, we're just going to assume that nobody was hurt.
Surprisingly. Anyways, and then Tony saves Pepper from an exploding robot.
And then they start making out and kissing, and it's
on top of the same rooftop that War Machine is on, apparently.
Yeah, and then later on, we see Nick Fury talking with Stark, who approves Iron Man but disapproves Tony Stark. Lol.
And then, so in the end,
they receive a medal,
and that's it. Right?
That's it. Oh, wait! Ending cutscene. There we see Agent Coulson in the desert, and we see Thor's hammer in this huge-ass crater, building up to the Thor movie.
And then that's stuff for another time. So, Iron Man 2, weakest of the Iron Man Trilogy, as I'm calling it right now.
Weakest, yeah, weakest, but I get some enjoyment out of watching it.
It was good fun, and, like, War Machine was kick-ass.
Oh yeah, the next movie's gonna totally shit on War Machine. Though.
Oh yeah, I gotta admit the whole ex-wife thing kind of sucked.
Hammer Tech? Yes.
Yeah, that never went anywhere. I was kind of sad.
What the hell was that supposed to be? A missile?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a tank missile.
It wasn't a very good tank missile.
No shit. It kind of sucked. Fucking hammer. Oh yeah. I think the funny bits were like other nations trying to replicate Iron Man suits and them failing so hard.
Because no one can build an Iron Man suit except for Tony.
I swear to God, I hate being the test subject for Hammer. Jesus, that guy's spine.
Yeah, anyway. Final thoughts on Iron Man 2.
It was all for the Avengers.
Yay.
Basically.
And, yeah, I liked the movie. I felt it could have been a bit better, but...
A little bit more alcoholism.
A little bit more alcoholism, I guess.
Yeah, because they only went for like 2 scenes of that.
Yeah, which is weird because the comic book storyline they were trying to adapt has to deal with Tony's drinking problems, doesn't it?
And it was like a lot of issues, and then he finally got his shit together, and we're like, finally!
Finally!
And then it's like, I know how it feels to be a recovering drunk addict.
Okay, now for the last film, Iron Man 3.
Okay, better than Iron Man 2, not as good as the first one.
Since you watched it recently, you do this.
Okay, so the Avengers movie happened. We're gonna assume that you watched it. If not, watch it now. So, Tony Stark has been suffering post-traumatic stress disorder because he almost died in a huge giant black hole full of alien spaceships and a nuclear war missile. So,
yeah, a lot of shit happened.
At night. So what he's doing during his free time is building more suits. I think up to 42, right?
43, actually.
Okay, 43 fucking suits. And the first opening scene is him testing out Mark 43, which is basically like parts...
actually the first scene is the flashback, isn't it?
Okay, fine. The first scene is the flashback, and then it's like him working on Mark 43. It's like the parts fly to his body.
Which is kind of cool, actually.
Which is kind of cool in a way. And then, like, he plays, like, this song, which I kind of don't remember.
I don't know what the song is either.
But, like, yeah, so he's, like, testing all the parts flying at him. Oh, fun fact, he has to inject, like, a shitload of microchips under his skin for it to work, too.
Well, it's more convenient than just putting the suit on now.
You think he had, like, a chip in his crotch?
Maybe.
In his butt? And his head?
Ow.
That sucks. Okay, anyways. So, it's like, hey, it works, right? And then, like, he does the ground pound that everyone was hoping he'd do.
And then he gets hit, and then the suit comes apart.
Because it's a prototype.
Oh, fun fact, this movie takes place around Christmas time.
Yay, Christmas. Okay, so, anyways, in the next scene...
We see this terrorist group called the Ten Rings.
Which is actually from Iron Man 1, but apparently it's a different 10 rings.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Yeah. Okay, so anyways, we see the Mandarin blowing up shit and being a terrorist, like hacking like the network system.
Who is basically this movie's Osama bin Laden.
Oh wait, no, I totally messed up.
What?
The flashback! We gotta talk about the flashback in the opening scenes! Oh man! they play Blue by this one group back in the 90s.
I'm blue, dabba-dee.
Because, like, it's, like, 1999, and it's, like, Stark before he was Iron Man. He's like, woo, party! It's almost 2000. And then he hooks up with this one chick who's, like, a biologist or whatever, and then he's in an elevator, and then, hey, look, there's Guy Pearce with MS or something like that.
And he wants Tony to join AIM. Was it AIM? I think it's AIM.
Assholes in movies or something like that. Okay, anyways, like it's like this one think tank thingy organization, and then like Jon Favreau is there with like a grossest haircut ever.
Yeah.
And then Tony Stark's like, meet me on the roof, and he's like, okay. And then like
he doesn't meet him on the roof. He screws the girl, and then he just leaves him waiting on the roof.
And then like fast forward to now, and then like kind of skip ahead. We already talked about it, and then. It's like, afterwards,
Pepper meets Guy Pearce again, but this time he's, I guess, the CEO of his own company, maybe?
Yeah, okay, the Guy Pearce in the opening sequence, that's not Guy Pearce, that's, like, some, like, retard nerd. And then, like, Guy Pearce comes in as Guy Pearce. So, he's, like, talking to Pepper about, like, oh, look, you could see my brain through hologram form, and then Jon Favreau is like, oh man, I gotta show Tony about this. And then he tries to like use the iPad to show Tony, and then like he's like, huh. And then afterwards Pepper Potts is like, nah, I'm not interested, and then goes back to Tony's house, and then
he's in his Iron Man suit, and
then like, he's like in the Iron Man suit, being all suave and shit. And he's like, did you like the giant fucking bunny outside the fucking door?
With huge ass tits, apparently.
Or whatever. And then they get fancy, and then like
Tony
goes downstairs.
Tony talks about his fears of losing her because he's Iron Man and he has to protect her from threats.
Apparently can remote control the Iron Man suit. FYI.
Which is pretty fucking cool, but...
Okay, and then they're like, whee, freaky deaky, and then like, nightmares, I can't sleep, and then he unconsciously activates the Iron Man suit to attack Pepper.
Oh no!
It's like, oh god, and then she's like, I'm gonna sleep downstairs, and he's like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Meanwhile...
It was just actually an interesting plot point.
Meanwhile, Jon Favreau tails this henchman of Guy Pearce
to the Chinese movie theater in LA.
Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, then anyway, he tracks him, and then he sees him making a deal with this one guy who gives him this one substance that makes him explode. I believe it's called Extremis.
Okay, sure.
I don't know too much about the Extremis.
Okay, so here's the thing about the Extremis. When I heard about Extremis is gonna be in Iron Man 3, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But apparently how they turned it out kind of sucked. Okay, so basic thing. In the comic books, Tony Stark makes an Iron Man suit, but he does this by using nanomachines. So he doesn't have to get into the suit or like pieces fly to him. Like the suit is like him himself.
Yeah, okay.
So like what would happen is like when he would activate the suit, like the suit would come out of his skin and then would form his body, and then like, yeah, I'm Iron Man. Turns out in this movie, it's not really the thing. Okay, sure, it's nanobots, but instead people become superhumans, and they could regenerate body parts, and they emit heat, apparently.
Which is kind of weird, but...
And it's also experimental.
So it's not complete.
And then people explode and become addicted to it if it doesn't work out.
And then this one guy exploded and hurt Jon Favreau. And then put him in the hospital, which causes Tony to get pissed at the Mandarin.
And then
he gives him his address and everything, issues a threat. You think if he issued a threat, he would have had, like, security and shit. But I guess not. Okay, yeah, he'll be back in a minute. Anyway. Basically after that, Tony issues a threat to the Mandarin that he's not afraid of him and he's gonna kill him. And then, you're back. Are you back? Okay. Issues a threat to the Mandarin, says that he's gonna kill him. And then he's approached by that one girl from that one night in 1999 who comes to Tony for his help on things, but then they're attacked by the Mandarin's helicopters.
Okay, now I'm back.
Okay, yeah, I was talking about the Mandarin's helicopters destroying, like, his mansion and shit. After, like, that girl came to approach him about for help or something like that.
Hey, some openings.
And, yeah, they blow up his mansion and they almost kill him. Almost. But then he survives and heads to... Where did he head to again?
Right.
Connecticut, I think.
Okay, he goes to Connecticut because he was going on a lead on how, like, these bombs...
No, it was Colorado. I think it was Colorado.
Oh, yeah, Colorado. Because, like, he's trying to determine, like, what's with all these mysterious bombings. And then, like, apparently he's like, flight plan to Colorado. And then apparently he didn't fucking turn it off.
Yeah, so apparently he's in Colorado to investigate the mysterious explosions that were caused here.
Like, the fucking Iron Man suit powers out on him. He's like, oh, shit. Then he has to drag it.
And then he meets this little kid who helps him. Sort of.
Yeah. They're slowly rebuilding the suit and also getting information about, like, the bombing.
Meanwhile, Pepper gets the message that Tony is alive and talks with the chick, or just call the chick.
And then she finds out, oh no, her and Guy Pearce are in the same league. Oh no, they need to capture Tony. Oh no, she's taken captive. Great. Meanwhile, back in Colorado,
Tony gathers information, figures out that Guy Pearce was doing illegal experiments.
He also fought off, like, a bunch of, like, agents of AIM, because with their extremist armor, too.
Yeah, without his armor.
Ooh. Without his armor. And then, like, he rebuilds the suit. Well, actually, he heads back home, and then, like, him and... Oh, yeah, fun fact, the War Machine becomes Iron Patriot.
Yay, because according to the movie, they tested out War Machine... As a name, and they're like, no, the U.S. government's not gonna like that. So I'm like, Iron Patriot, because it sounds more patriotic.
When actually they came from the comic books, because Norman Osborn became the Iron Patriot after he took over S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Long story short.
Yeah, but okay. Anyway. Yeah, Tony gathers the information. He leaves the little kid. He goes off to, I believe he goes off to Miami, because that's where he tracks the Mandarin. And he finds the Mandarin. If you're a big Iron Man fan, and you're really into this character, then you're gonna be kind of disappointed what they did with the Mandarin in this movie.
Because the Mandarin is an actor.
Dun dun dun.
Okay, no, really. When I mean, like, he's an actor, he's like an actor pretending to be the Mandarin. Alright?
Yeah. Apparently he's British.
Apparently he's British. And drunk. And likes drugs. And shit. He was a figurehead. And then Tony Stark gets captured.
Yeah. Then he breaks out. And then him and, Rhodey go off to save the president because Guy Pearce stole his Iron Patriot suit.
Yeah, and then he's on Air Force One, and then he's, like, gonna destroy... he's gonna kill the president.
Apparently they called the vice president to help them, but we find out later that the vice president was working with the Guy Pearce. Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, the Iron Patriot piloted by a henchman, and then Tony Stark and the Iron Man suit are, like, fighting, and then Tony Stark beats the dude, and then like, there's a hole in the jet, and then, like, a bunch of people are flying out of it, and then he's like, Jarvis, how many people can I carry? 4. How many people are there? 15. Fuck, I got an idea. We make the human chain and then land in the ocean.
Which saves them.
Yay.
Okay, and then later Tony initiates the house party protocol.
Okay, they actually find where Guy Pearce's hideout is, and they also saved Air Force One by Tony Stark using a remote-controlled Iron Man suit. Yeah. And then they find the place, and then he's like, Operation... What's the thing again?
House party.
house party, and then like a bunch of Iron Man suits come out of the ruins of his mansion, like
all 43 of them.
all 43 of them converging in the area because all the bad guys have extremists on them, and then they fight. And then it was epic. And also the president is apparently in the Iron Patriot suit, and the Guy Pearce is like, I'm gonna slice him in half because I want terrorism to brew because I'm a warmonger.
And they blow and all the suits blow shit up.
And they're like, pew, pew, pew. And then like Tony Stark gets an armor, and then Rhodes is like, okay, my turn. And he's like, I don't have one. Bye. He's like, oh shit. So like, and then Rhodes goes off and kills 2 guys.
And then
he eventually gets his Iron Patriot suit back, and then he flies the VP out of there. And we never see him again.
Okay.
Afterwards, oh yeah, fun fact side note, Guy Pearce apparently injects extremis into Pepper Potts. That is an important plot point later on.
And then he tries to save Pepper, but then Pepper falls into the fiery pit, so we think she's dead. And then Tony has one final showdown with Guy Pearce.
Who also has extremis on him.
Yeah, apparently.
And then they fight, and then apparently Guy Pearce can breathe fire.
Apparently. And then
he's like, I'm the real Mandarin, bitch! And then, like, Tony Stark is about to die, and then all of a sudden...
Pepper comes the fuck out of nowhere and saves his ass because Extremis heals her.
Works for her, apparently.
Yeah. And then she's the one who destroys and kills Guy Pearce finally.
Okay, fun fact, there's like an Iron Man suit targeting her because, like, he's like, Jarvis, target everyone with Extremis. And then he's like, fuck, Jarvis, don't target Pepper Potts. But he doesn't have the earpiece on her, and then she does the Shoryuken through the Iron Man chest, and then, like, gets the gauntlet to shoot the laser beam, shoots the laser beam at Guy Pearce. There's, like, a piece of fucking, there's, like, a gas canister right there.
And then she blows him up.
And then it blows up in his face, and then he dies, apparently.
And then Tony and Pepper are reunited, and Tony's like, you know what? Let's blow up all my suits here.
Wait, what about the Avengers 2? Oh, too late.
And yeah, Tony actually fixes his chest after like 3 movies. So he doesn't have shrapnel in his chest anymore, so he doesn't need his little arc reactor thing in his chest. And then he throws the last arc reactor into the ocean, signifying that he's Iron Man even without his armor. He takes all his equipment and leaves. And him and Pepper he resolves to not make any more Iron Man suits for now, I guess.
And Jon Favreau is alive!
Yay! And end the movie. Oh wait, ending credits. Turns out this entire time Tony was telling Bruce Banner this story.
And funny thing, Bruce Banner fell asleep at the elevator part of the beginning intro.
Yay! And then you see a little tidbit at the end. It says Tony Stark will return.
Right.
Okay, so that was Iron Man 3, which actually
it was called Pepper Potts.
Yes, it was called Pepper Potts. Yeah, I like that Iron Man 3.
I like Iron Man 3.
I can see why people. I can see why some people would kind of like towards it.
Yeah, because it's The Incredibles.
Oh, that and because of the Mandarin.
Oh yeah.
As an ending to the trilogy, though. Okay. I still think Tony can be in Avengers 2. He can still be in the movie. Because some people are saying that this is Robert Downey Jr.'s last Iron Man movie, last movie as Iron Man. But I'm just like, okay, they can renegotiate contracts with him to be in Avengers 2 because he signed on for 3 movies and an Avengers movie, so they're probably gonna renegotiate a contract with him again.
Extend it.
Yeah, for an Avengers 2.
And more.
Yeah.
Because Robert Downey Jr. is freaking Tony Stark, man.
He could still make Iron Man suits based on the conclusion of this movie because he still takes all his equipment around. It's just that I guess he wanted to start. It's a clean slate, so he wants to start over again. He's not gonna be so obsessive making suits anymore.
Bullshit.
He's gonna just spend more time with Pepper, from what I got.
I guess, but bullshit. He's a superhero.
I guess, but
it's not gonna work out.
I know, but he's still gonna be in Avengers 2. We know that, maybe.
In a smaller cast of characters.
We just don't know if he's gonna be putting on the suit or anything.
Here's hoping for the best.
We're hoping for the best, yes. And do you have anything else to say before we end this little Iron Man discussion?
Okay, if I'm looking at this like an Iron Man trilogy, like assuming that was like the last Iron Man film,
Yeah.
it's an enjoyable ride.
It's a good
The
ride.
beginning was awesome. The ending was alright. The middle sucked.
How would you compare this to other superhero movie trilogies like the Dark Knight trilogy or
Okay, how would I?
or the Spider-Man trilogy?
How would I do this? Okay, so the thing is, like, the direction with Iron Man and like the Batman film series are in totally different directions. I mean, Jon Favreau, who directed the first two Iron Mans, wanted Iron Man to be a comic book film. That comic book feeling. Well, Christopher Nolan with the Batman, he
was
wanted
going for a more realistic view of Batman, of the superhero right there.
Yeah, which see, it's kind of like comparing two different things at the opposite spectrum. You know?
Yeah, I feel that way too.
So it's kind of hard to compare them when they're going for two different feels.
I think it's a really good superhero movie trilogy, though.
Oh yeah, I think it's a really good superhero movie trilogy.
Yeah.
It's just that the ending could have been a little bit better.
Oh yeah. Well, that said, guys, this has been our Iron Man. What do you call it? Retrospective or?
Retrospective discussion.
Yeah, retrospective / discussion. So remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and watch out for all our videos. We need input from you guys. So this is Shadowlake793.
And I'm his cousin.
And we're signing off. Later.
Bye.